I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this swag. Like my dad's friend had a he used to live right on the highway by the Parkway North entrance, and on the Sunday they would have like the last Sunday of the summer they would have a Benny's Be Gone party with a big sign of all the cars, like they were sitting in traffic just like watching the party right there with a big sign that said Benny's Be Gone. So it's so the Sunday trying to go north because people come down from New York to the shore for the weekend. So south on Fridays a mess, and then north on Sundays a mess. So yeah, we for that Sunday night baseball game, Toast, we're gonna have to leave in the morning. It's gonna take us 2 hours to get up there.
Dude, that ride that took me 3 hours is probably like 25 miles.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 20. Dude, maybe it's 22
that is
miles.
so wild. That's like California. That's like LA.
Well,
yeah, it's on the
again,
same level.
The traffic in New York City is kind of legendary, right? But it's kind of what Sauce was saying. It's very much dependent. Like there are a couple of sore spots. You would never put your kids in the car to go somewhere fun on Friday afternoon. You would never do that. You wait till Saturday morning like the rest of us.
Yes.
Disney dads. You wake up before at sunrise and you beat all the traffic.
We won't have a problem going to the May 22nd Thursday game. That'll be nothing.
Right, probably not. Yeah, that'll be chill.
All right. So, yeah, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a night. Actually, I want to wish good morning to everybody except anybody associated with the Milwaukee Brewers. So, good morning to anybody, unless you're a member of the squad, a fan of the team, live in the state of Wisconsin. Good morning to everyone except you, because you don't deserve a good morning. The Brewers didn't just ruin my Friday night. They possibly may have ruined the month of May for me. That was the most pathetic baseball game of all time. I've never seen a team be gift-wrapped a win and just truly say, you know what, we're so trash that we're going to lose it anyway. That's what happened.
Total yesterday. Yeah, that was awful. First inning run, they had the bases loaded early. I was like, okay, we're in pretty good shape here. This is kind of business as usual.
And I just want to say that for anybody that sent me a message saying that you got this one, you were right. If I was right or I had that one, I would have bet the Rays. So I didn't have anything. I had said the same thing for 2 or 3 days in a row. I just finally happened to get lucky. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Dude,
I didn't bet them. So
they had matter. One. The Brewers lost 4-3. They had one solo home run. The other 3 runs, 2 of them unearned. One was on a weird umpire call at third base. The other one, Koenig came in, walked the bases loaded, then walked the run in.
Yep.
What are you doing? Throw a freaking strike. He was 0-2 to both of them. I know. Oh my God, wild. Livid. And like, man, I've been doing this for years. I can lose bets. Like I'm pretty mentally balanced with that. Like I've had crazy losing days, crazy winning days. I've been doing this a while. I was so pissed. I was heated last night, and I was like trying to type in the Discord without sounding like a flip out. I was losing my mind watching that game. I was so mad.
Sound like everybody else,
right? Because I'm supposed to be like the one that's even.
No, I get it.
Know?
I'm
supposed to like keep a mental. Like I'm supposed to like lead the troops in there. I'm supposed to like keep a mental, and I was losing my freaking mind watching that game. All right, let's get started. John, how was your week?
Pretty good. Betting up and down. I started off pretty slow, so now I'm really just kind of catching up slowly. But this is kind of my time of the year. There's enough data to sink into, where we kind of get an idea of trajectory changes and stuff. With the extra hour from my show to your show, I actually put it to good use, and I did a little like mini deep dive on all the pitchers on the slate and came up with like a nice like note or two just under the hood stuff. Usage, velocity, shape, whiff rates, just how things are developing. And once I really start getting into this stuff, what we can expect this year, because, dude, you hate looking at one start. You hate looking at 10 plate appearances. Now we're getting to the point where the data is starting to, have some gravitas. So I love the baseball season.
I just had my worst week of the season, actually. I've been having a great season. This week sucked for me. So let's turn it around. Braves, Pirates. Andrew Heaney getting the home start against Smith, Shawver, Toast. I know you didn't take a Pirates team total over again.
Goddamn right I did.
I already know because I see the graphic here, you freak.
Well, I mean, I was pretty close yesterday. I mean, it's just bad luck for me this year. That's all. I mean, I have Pirates team total over 3.5 yesterday. They win easily, and I don't hit my team total. I mean, it is what it is. So this is just a pure fate of AJ Smith-Shawver coming off his Cy Young performance, if I'm being dead honest with you guys. So I think I've had a lot of success so far this year betting these first 5 team totals over 1.5 and paying the juice for them. So I'm going to continue to do it here. It's just really hard to go out there and continue to throw shutout innings. And AJ, like I said, AJ Smith-Shawver is coming off literally the game of his life against Cincinnati, where he went 8 innings, walked 4 guys, but only gave up 1 hit. Everything else like this, he's going 5 innings and giving up a couple runs. So I have a hard time believing that he doesn't give up a couple here to the Pirates. So that's exactly what I did.
I mean, you guys know I'm always down to fade Smith-Shawver, but just like Toast said, he beat me this week. I mean, I bet what game was that? I bet the Reds against Smith-Shawver. Yeah. He pitched 8 shutout. So Smith-Shawver's 1-0 against me in the last week. What do you think about Smith-Shawver here on the road, John?
Well, he was absolutely brilliant, and Toast definitely right, game of his life. So that kind of spurred some of that investigating I wanted to do. Funny, Toast and I simpatico usually with pitching. So the note says he went 8, gave up 0 in his last game. Should we sell the rip? So I went diving in. Listen, the fastball, though 94, is very kind of meh. Meaning high contact rates, not great shape. That said, the split finger and the curveball are both like legitimate top tier pitches.
Really?
So I love when me and Toast have bets that can both hit at the same time. I'm on the under F5, but because it's at 4.5. I actually love those. So again, Toast could get his, Shawver could give up a couple, that's fine. Haney could give up a couple too, and we could still hit the under, which is why I love the under 4.5, especially with kind of struggling offenses.
You can get a 5. You can get a 5 at -120 if you want, John.
Oh, let's go.
I almost backed Peeney. I almost backed the Pirates in the first 5 in general, John. So I do think Peeney bounces back as well after the Padres.
Yeah, my model has them ahead, but it's by so close that you're talking about a lot of push in the distribution. So because the totals were just so low in general, I mean, Pirates offense just hasn't been good at all. They're batting below 200 last 2 weeks versus righties. That's 308 plate appearances, and Braves v lefties have been a disaster all season, batting 209, 287 expected WOBA. So I think the pitching's in line. The Heaney note was, I think it was up and down. Okay, he gave up 4 earned runs in each of the last 2. Should we be looking to buy the dip? The fastball is not good. The velo is down, but so is the usage, which is something I like to see. When a pitch degrades, if they pull back on it. That said, the changeup and the changeup and the slider have both been really good and a little bit unlucky on contact, meaning the output slug has been a lot higher than the X slug, which is probably the best way to look at an individual pitcher. Yeah, give me the under 4 now, the under 5. Shit, let's go.
And to touch on what Toast was talking about here, so yes, so you're wondering how Toast can take a team total over, and I want to be clear. I'm not co-signing the team total over. I'm just giving some, I get it. So the Pirates against righties, how could you bet a team total over here? This is terrible. In the last 2 weeks, they're the worst lineup in baseball against righties. But check this out over here. Smith-Shawver against right-handed bats. Really struggling. I mean, he's pitching fine against lefty bats. He's struggling against righties. Pirates have 7 righties. So I get it. I can't trust the Pirates bats. I do get it. Smith-Shawver coming off the great start, pitching against a bunch of righties. I get where you're coming from. Trevor's in the comments. By the way, good morning, Trevor, Trevor's up and at him here.
I don't know what's happening right now. Something's wrong. I don't think he's went to bed, actually.
I kind of agree with Trevor. I think the Pirates can steal another one, honestly. I'm not betting this. I wish I bet it yesterday. Trevor was big on the Pirates yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I'll take him with you. Nice hit. He said he's going back to the well and taking the Pirates again. All right, let's go on.
Trevor, go back to bed now.
Yeah, go back to bed. After last night, Trevor lives in Wisconsin. After last night's Brewer game, I don't even know how he's showing his face in public.
I was going to say, I'm literally surprised anybody in that state of Wisconsin can show their face.
If I was a Brewers fan, I would not be speaking to anyone today. I would be too embarrassed. It's also an element of respect. Have some respect. Just stay in hiding for the day. Have some respect for people that bet your team. Cardinals on the road in Washington. Palante against Trevor Williams. John, what do you think of this pitching matchup?
These guys are both kind of whack. Palante, I
like Palante, man.
Man, I thought I did too last year, but these guys that are these, the ultra ground ball type of guys, need to have better command and control because we know we're not getting strikeouts. That's not the part I'm complaining about. 42.5 ball is a double-digit walk. When you're going to put the ball on the ground that much and get hit hard, again, being hit hard on the ground is fine. But with men on base all the time, you're putting your hands in the BABIP god's hands. The stuff not great. 15 earned runs in his last 19 innings. This is Palante. The fastball is not any good, and he throws it too much at 49%. Plus, the whiff rate is only at 17. It's not a good pitch. The slider is okay. He's been a little bit lucky on contact. I'm kind of fading Palante and Trevor Williams. The fastball has never been any good, though he's been a little bit unlucky. The sweeper and the changeup have actually come along nicely for him. I don't know if I'm ever really buying T-Dub. That said, Cardinals offense kind of coming on as of late. Every time I'm ready to throw dirt on the Cardinals' grave, last 7 days, they've been one of the better offenses in the league, and they've even hit righties lately doing Cardinal things, right? Discipline, line drives, doubles, and some steals. You're not getting like towering home runs. It's like not their game. It's almost like a blue-collar thing. So I think maybe we get a lot of scoring in this one. Yeah. The over at 9, which is a little tough, but I think we could at least push that. Like I'm modeled to 5-4, so you could probably put me for an over.
Yeah, I had the first 5 over in this one. Yesterday was one of the wins, one of the bright spots of the day. And I will say Trevor's in the comments blaming the Brewers game on the umps, which is ridiculous, but they were squeezing the zone on the Brewers pitchers. I'll give you that. So what you said about the Cardinals organization, John, spot on. And Toast, I always say this, the Cardinals are a team that every year you look at the lineup entering the season, you're like, this is going to be a bad team this year. They still find a way to win 87 games every single year. They're just a good organization, like a hard nose. They just figure out a way that, hey, they're around 500 at the All-Star break. They go on a little run, and there they are right towards the top of the NL Central every single year, no matter how bad the roster looks entering the season.
The rotation is really what bothers me.
Well, like every year it's something.
It's Michaelis and stuff. It's gross.
But they're going to find a way to win 85 games because they always do.
I mean, the division helps a little bit because the Pirates just refuse. Like, we've had games where the Cardinals beat Skeens, and that's on the Pirates organization. They just don't.
Oh, my God. I had the Pirates big in that one. That was disgusting. Toast, what do you think?
I think it would be first 5 over 4.5 because I don't want to worry about the bullpens. I know they're kind of bad, but they're kind of rested and whatnot, so I don't really want to deal with that. So first 5 over 4.5 for me. But I also like better. I don't want, you don't have to type this, but just listen to everybody. Brendan Donovan, Lars Newbar hit parlay at plus 100 on FanDuel. Trevor Williams just terrible versus lefty bats. Lars Newbar and Brendan Donovan hitting 1 and 3 in that Cardinals lineup, so they should have a lot of opportunities in a game that we all think that runs are going to be scored. So there should each have 4 or 5 at bats probably in this game. So Lars Newbar and Brendan Donovan could both record a hit.
He's batting 400. It's only 400. Is that
it's
bad?
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Is that bad? Yeah, these guys kind of suck. Every episode, right, guys? I swear it happens every single time, kind of organically, that I mention that there's a kind of a strategic topic that we probably could spend like a half an hour talking about its own. This one would be surprising to hear you guys do F5 overs, where it's not a hard fast rule, but generally my overs I'm looking for full game, especially if Washington is involved, the bullpen's garbage. But just because of the ghost runner and stuff and just trying to get into the bullpens, I'm not saying it's wrong because I model for F5 also. I just find it interesting that when I think overs, I'm almost exclusively to the full game.
Oh, I took F5 over yesterday. It came through for me. I had it modeled.
They definitely hit. They definitely hit.
I had it modeled out just over 6 runs in the first 5, and I got a 4.5 at minus 105. Sign me up. Nice. Next up. I'm not betting that game, by the way. Yankees Athletics, Rodon making a road start out west. Toast, what do you think about Rodon in this one?
I don't know. John, you can go first. I don't really have a good read in this game. It's just another Yankees bullshit. It's another where everybody's going to wake up in the morning in New York and look at the box score and be like, oh my God, we scored 10 runs. We're so freaking good. They're not going to take into consideration that like 6 of them came in like the run inning 8th or later. So I don't know. It would only be the Yankees for me. I mean, I think, yeah, it would only be the Yankees, but I'm not betting this game.
The Yankees
for me, it's definitely Yankees.
I can't. I'm trying to get there. I just can't do it.
This has been the best version of Rodon. You know, he's only given up 2 earned runs in the last 4 total. Again, another guy with the velo has stepped down a little bit. I almost wonder if it's on purpose when you see it happen with throttled usage. That said, the off-speed stuff's been fantastic. So the slider to both-handed hitters, the changeup just to lefty's been good. I also like the positive pitch mix change, ditching the cutter for the sinker. That sinkers are really good for him because he likes to throw the four-seamer up, and then you're looking up for the four-seamer and the sinker diving down. Really has worked well for Rodon. JP Sears, this is a very bad matchup for him. I mean,
I was
outside of the
just
environment,
about to say that I would isolate the Yankees in the first 5 and play the first 5 run line at -110. That would be probably my favorite play.
I almost have everything. Yankees. Sears has really kind of outperformed given the stuff. The command and the control is good, but he's working up in the zone. Sears has a 46 fly ball rate and a 41 hard hit. That's going to hurt you against the Yankees. He doesn't really have that kind of stuff. The fastball velo is down this year. The shape is down, but he's throwing it more, which is not what you want to see. He's been really lucky on contact. None of the off-speed stuff is particularly impressive. And now the Angels bats also, the Athletics bats, starting to show some warts. Like you could just look at them versus lefties on the year.
Yeah.
They have one of the smaller samples. So
thank you. That's the thing. I just wanted to point that out, John. Sorry to interrupt you because that was like the big thing I had circled in my notes. A's have almost 1,300 plate appearances. I'm rounding up, but they have almost 1,300 plate appearances versus right-handed pitching so far this year. They have 250. Again, I'm rounding up, but they have about 250 against left-handed pitching. So the difference between what they've seen from right-handed and left-handed pitching is absolutely insane. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, 100%. That's a great call out. My worry is when, it's so disparate from what we're used to seeing from the A's, meaning, like versus lefties. It might be the worst hard hit right now, right there with San Diego actually, but it's bottom 2 hard hit rate, bottom 5 barrel rate. We're expecting power from this team. So even if we want to give him a little bit of credit, I think the Sears matchup is really poor. It's like Yankees everything. The team total, of course, is 5.5. Today would have been a perfect day if you were able to get 5 to smash it. But yeah, it's like Yankees run line, Yankees, all that stuff.
I honestly think the A's first 5 is the bet here.
All right, let's go.
You fade the recency bias. All of a sudden, we're just convinced Rodon is so much better than JP Sears. I wouldn't be surprised if JP Sears ends up having.
Come on, you saw the season he had in San Fran. This is not like out of nowhere.
JP Sears, I think, is going to be good this year. Rodon's dude. He's a blow up waiting to happen. Yeah, he's on a hot streak right now. Perfect time to fade him. You guys don't remember? Like this guy is a ticking time bomb.
I'm not trying to go to bat for him.
JP Sears has excellent numbers against righty bats. He's going to be pitching against 1 billion of them.
All right, how about this one? What if I'm going to try and meet the middle ground? This is the betting compromise between friends. JP Sears outs is listed at 15.5. You can go under at -115. What if you get your Oakland F5, but he has to work for it and he doesn't come out for the 6th?
He's blanking this Yankees lineup today.
Whoa, and he's efficient. Blanking and efficient. See, because I think that those out props.
I'm betting this right now.
Helpful also. I don't see it, man. Again, I don't see it, but we'll see.
That's the best. Those are the best bets when no one sees it.
I was gonna say I also didn't bet it. I don't hate it. I mean, it's not that crazy. What are you getting? +130?
Yep.
Man, that's a little fishy actually. Like that, it's not heavy enough.
Perfect, because JP Sears is about to deal. Rodon's about to get smashed, and all the people betting the Yankees are going to go.
Yankee prospect,
and all the people that were cursing out Rodon a month ago that forgot are going to be like, I forgot how much I hate this guy.
It's funny that you said a month ago because it's funny that you said that because I was like, the more I look at it, I see San Diego, Baltimore, Cleveland, Tampa Bay. Those teams really can't hit. Like, again, I'm not saying that Oakland can hit lefties either, but I mean, I get it. It's not crazy. I didn't bet it, so I hope you win.
Wait a second. Maybe I should just take the full game. Oakland's the A's bullpen. Nah, fuck that. First 5.
I was going to say, I can look for you really quickly.
Yeah, well, Yankees pen, if anything, is, I don't know what you think about it. They're rested. I don't know if you, they're a heart attack.
No, I know what Sauce was looking for. He wasn't going to find it.
Yeah, nah, it's, I'm just going to take the full game, +136. Because I just went to grab that 130 and it's already down to 120. So I can get a +136 full game.
Yeah.
No way Yankees are sweeping this freaking series. Rodon sucks. Time for him to come back down to earth. All right. +136.
Who does they play on Sunday?
I'm in.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. A's win tonight. I might even tell you, A's win tonight, and then the Yankees destroy Severino tomorrow because he can't pitch at home. Let's go. I'm good.
So
very likely. That last part's very
you're
likely.
sitting there with Yankees graphics below your face.
That might be the
Yeah,
10
but
runs
I
we
said
were talking
15 times I didn't bet the game.
I'll bet at this. I just bet it. I'm in. Fine, I'll play it.
These messages were brought to you by Fake Sharp Incorporated.
Shit's gonna cash.
For you?
Yeah, that's for me.
I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, I thought that was for me.
No, someone requested it in the comments. Fake Sharp lives matter too. We're cashing
Yeah,
this.
I think you did a better job than I did. That should have been for
That's
me.
actually, I wouldn't mind that shirt. That's a good one.
Brewers. I don't want to talk about this shit.
Didn't even finish on the road.
What do you guys have to say about this game?
John, go ahead. I'm curious
I mean,
what your
I
thoughts are,
also
'cause I want to go
suffered-
because if I'm being dead honest, I want to go right back to the Brewers.
The Brewers.
I
just killed me
haven't bet it
yesterday,
yet,
man.
but I would really like to bet the Brewers.
Don't do it. This isn't a baseball team. This is a sack of shit.
I haven't yet, but I would like to.
I can't believe how mad I was watching this last night.
Yeah, I didn't have the money line. I had the team total. Might have been equally as frustrating. Again, I was at Chuck E. Cheese. They scored one in the first, but left men on. I was like, okay, it's a little slimy. It's still good. They load the bases in like the third or the fourth. Maybe they tacked on one more. I was like, okay, I would have liked to get a little more than that. And yeah, they just kind of wet their pants. And the worst part of it was, I've been doing the cooked bullpen thing. The Tampa bullpen was eviscerated yesterday. Who ended up coming in to slam the door? Mason Montgomery.
No. Not just Mason Montgomery, John. Not
Cole-
just no.
Surser and Eric Orze. You know,
Cole Sulser comes in, strikes out the best batter in the Brewers lineup. The catcher, what's his name? Wilson, whatever.
Contreras,
Comes
yeah.
in, strikes his ass out. Then Eric Orze comes in, shuts the Brewers down. Like, who are these people?
I was thinking, like, okay, I forgot about the bullpen. We can easily get the two we need in the last inning. Like, they're not going to cave in. It's bad news for Joey Ortiz that he got pinch hit for in such a critical spot. You know, I know we're not really so much individual player stuff here, but that's a bad sign for the Brewers because he was supposed to be a bright spot for them, and they pulled him for Isaac Collins. Right? You could tell I was watching that pitch.
You know what?
Anyway,
you know what it felt like.
Go.
The anger I felt watching that was similar to like a Thursday night football game because there's a certain kind of anger that comes with losing a standalone NFL because like with baseball you lose a bet, whatever, there's tomorrow, but in NFL you lose like a Monday night football game, you're like, I'm not going to be able to get this back. Like it's like that's what it felt. I was so mad about the Brewers. Trevor says check the umpire's FanDuel account. All right, John, what do you think of Toby Myers here on the road?
I mean, listen, I'm trying to figure out when we're going to start seeing the pitcher that was at least pretty decent last year. He gave us a good start, and now it's like inflection point time. So again, I went digging. The fastball is not any good. Like, shape is bad, contact is bad. He throws it too much. He's been lucky on contact. The whiffs across the entire arsenal have kind of been in the toilet. Man, if you would have told me preseason I could get Taj Bradley minus 130 over Myers, I would have been like sprinting to the window. But man, Bradley's making me really nervous. This is getting to the point where
Yeah, what? Taj Bradley.
we're just not seeing the flashes of. I mean, man, I forget. Maybe it was a year or two ago, but Bradley went on maybe like a 6-week stretch where he was like legit a top 3 pitcher in all of baseball. Like, he was one of the most electric pitchers in the game. The fastball still checks out great at 96. All the underpinning stuff is really strong. He's been a little bit unlucky on contact. That said, the splitter is okay. The whiff rates are down across the board. He's worrying me. The environment worries me. And now I'm worried about me getting whipsawed by the Brewers because they just stuck their thumb in my coolie. And now I'm like, oh, you guys suck. And then I turn around and drop an 8-piece nugget in my grill. I'm like all over the place with this game. I'm all over the place. I think the model is kind of to the over, but it's at 9.5, which is a little bit steep. So you can see I'm a little bit torn, but to me, if I had to choose, it's probably scoring, maybe even back to the well with the stupid Brewers team total.
John, does it change your mind if I told you that in Tampa Bay today it'd be about 85 degrees with 20 miles an hour?
Doesn't matter, bro. This Brewers lineup can't even count to 10. Like, there's no chance.
I haven't bet it, but I was waiting to get cosign. I guess I'm not going to get it. But
what on the over? No, you got me. But that's kind of. I mean, here's a question number 2 that we need to put on the late night edition of the strategic show is how we're baking in once the line moves, right? So all of us have plenty of respect for the books as much as we may hate them. that when they juice that total, these are now baked into the price, where we don't want to say, all right, automatic, like over, I don't know if it's peak cores right now, right? I mean, the line is 9.5 because of what you said, Toast. So I'm not disagreeing because I'm modeled nearly to 10 runs, which is insane as a mean outcome. But I mean, I hate trying to go over 9.5, but if I had to pick, it's over. It's over.
Toast?
Yeah, it's going to be over for me. I'm actually probably going to end up betting this. Brewers averaging about 10 total runs on the game on the road. Not them, just their games in total. I was reading that this morning. And then on top of that, you have Taj Bradley, who I don't think that is performing very well right now. I mean, I know that some of his numbers look decent, but I mean, he's really due to get rocked here, and he's really struggles versus righty bats. I mean, really bad. I mean, 328 WOBA, 5.10 xFIP, and that's guys like Cheerio, Contreras, Rhys Hoskins, Joey Ortiz. I know we just talked about. So there's a lot of way. I do think that there's a lot of avenues for the Brewers to score, and then Tobias Myers. I don't really know what to think of him. I'm not really going deep into games. I still have a little bit of hope for Tobias Myers, but he has really, and I do mean really, struggled with lefties so far this year. Again, it's a small sample size, but Simpson, Lau, Aranda, Misner, Jankowski, Rorvat, Taylor Walls, all from the left-hand side. So I do see Tampa scoring runs as well. On top of the fact, I know that the bullpens aren't in any type of a crazy situation, but even like, for instance, like Tampa, like from Fairbanks, you get all those main guys. They didn't work yesterday, but they had worked the prior 2 days.
Doesn't matter. So Double-A arms could shut this lineup down.
Okay, I'm done. Over.
Only be Rays. This team, I don't think I'll ever bet this team again, honestly. Rays or pass. Next. Toast, you want to talk about your underdog here?
I would love to. Ohtani and Merrill, it's essentially almost an everyday thing at this point. These guys are just absolutely killing it. They hit for us last night again. And then the only thing I wanted to add was Ryan O'Hearn, because he has a really good matchup out there today. So again, all three of those. I don't have my own O'Hearn notes. I'll talk about O'Hearn when we get to the Orioles. I just don't have it pulled up. I'm sorry.
That's Underdog Fantasy. If you don't have an account, the promo code is BET. BET, get up to $1,000 deposit bonus. So if you deposit $2,000, you'll get $1,000 in free cash. Matches up to 50%. So that's BET bet. Next up, Phillies on the road in Cleveland. One of the bright spots of last night. Cleveland came through pretty sweat free. Phillies. That's two of those spots I played back to back. Dodgers on the road in Arizona after the travel against a rested team. The bats were flat. Now the Phillies, they play in Tampa. An extra inning game, fly up to Cleveland. The bats come out flat. So 2 times in a row, that spot paid out for me. Ranger Suarez looked terrible in his first start. Granted, I don't think we could rush to any sort of judgments based on that. How's Cleveland been against lefties this year, actually? I'm going to pull it up.
Terrible. On the season, it's been really rough.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland versus lefties, 320 PAs, batting 229. I mean, dead last in swinging strike, dead last in chase rate, scratch up bottom 2, but still, 15 swinging strike, 31 chase. This is why I liked Suarez today.
Like him in what respect? Like what you like Phillies first 5?
Yeah, I'm going back to the other day it sucks, but I had the Philly F5 that busted. They ended up coming back and winning that one. But whatever. For the amount of aggravation I save on bullpen, it's probably worth it. So I think you're right about Suarez. Right, it looked pretty rough on the surface. I don't think there's anyone to spin what he gave up 7 through 3 1/3. That's it. If there's ever like a good 7 runs to give up, it was only 7 hits, 2 walks. So I mean, 7 runs on 9 base runners. He did have 6 strikeouts, and under the hood, everything kind of checked out. All the the whiff rates are good. All the shape was good. All the velo was good. The mix was fine, and Suarez was fine. I was fading him the last time because I almost always fade pitchers their return date. But IB, I'm a little bit worried about. I thought we were going to get this big step forward, and the command has been really bad. He's not inducing any chases whatsoever, and when he's got to go in the zone, he's been getting barreled up pretty rough. Philly's offense on the come up right now. Cleveland's offense kind of trending downward, although I guess the L7's been strong. All the stuff for us lefty's been gross all year. So I like Suarez on the bounce back, just kind of regaining the pitcher we saw last season. I think I got -125.
I actually have a graphic here for I don't know why I didn't put it up. So you're on Phillies first 5 money line at -1.
Yeah, I'm generally fading the Guardians versus lefty, and Bobby's just not been what I hoped he would be this season.
I actually did bet on. There it is. Phillies first 5 money line -125. I actually did bet on Ranger Suarez in his first start back. Obviously, didn't go as planned.
Well, you had the case. You had the case. You got it.
No, I didn't have the case.
We definitely didn't have that one.
Definitely did not have the case.
We're giving out K props.
Toast, what do you think?
Over 7.5 for me. I did bet this one. I just think that both pitchers are possibly capable of getting hit up a little bit. I get that Cleveland doesn't have really great numbers versus left-handed pitching, especially left-handed starters so far this year. But again, when you're facing Rendon, Reagans, Bubik, Tyler Anderson, Reagans again, and then Kyle Hart, I would find me a couple of MLB teams that actually have good numbers when they face those guys back to back to back. So I have a hard time
today are going to hit Rendon.
Okay.
There's one.
So excuse me. So I do think that there's and in Cleveland at home, there's always just a little bit of a slight bump for me as far as run scoring. They seem to play well at home. And then I agree with John and Bybee. I'm just really not a fan of him. I haven't really been impressed with what I've seen from him. On top of the fact, now this is just like a personal thing for me. Like, I don't think that he's seen any very good lineups either. Toronto sucks. Minnesota sucks. The Yankees are, again, better than average, but they're not like, I don't feel like they're like, oh my God, it's the Yankees. Baltimore sucks. Kansas City sucks. The Royals suck. The Angels suck. I mean, so this is by far the best offense or the biggest step up in class for Tanner Bybee so far this year. So, and the Phillies have also gotten to a couple right-handed starters so far this week already. Yeah, I just felt like 7.5 was way too small of a number here for me. So, over 7.5 for me. I bet it last night.
Tosh, you're my bullpen guy. I was wondering what you make of the way the Phillies bullpen has been pitching. They started out so terribly. Last 2 weeks, we're talking 41 innings now. You know, they've been one of the better groups, like, in the game. And man, I've been worrying about those late game totals that I was loving early in the season. We were hitting like crazy, those overs. Now I'm worrying they've been kind of slamming the door. Are you more seeing maybe they return, or do you think they're actually good?
No, I don't think they're that good. I think that they're one of the most volatile groups in Major League Baseball, and I think that they just got done seeing the two of their last 3 series were the Rays and Washington, 2 teams that I don't really worry about kind of beating you late in the ball game. The Arizona games were impressive or whatever, but I just feel like this. When they're gonna always look good when they're on. I mean, Alvarado is like one of the most dominant guys in the game, right? I mean, but at the same time, when he's not, as I'm saying, so they're so volatile that it's really hard for me to get excited because as soon as you start getting excited, that's when the downswing is going to come through.
Yeah,
so.
I like Kerkering. I have no faith in Romano at all. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I guess that's the answer.
And that's the thing. Like, and that's when I say volatile, that's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to make a case that I feel like I'm trying to make a stand, and I think that Jordan Romano is going to come back. But if he just gets to like somewhat of what he used to be, maybe not the all-star closer that he once was, but if he's just an okay arm, that gives them 4 solid arms in that bullpen. That could change things a little bit for them. So I just think we have to give them a little bit more time. And you never know what Dombrowski's about to do. So
I just placed 2 bets. I'm putting them on the screen. 1 second.
I think that Alvarado is one of the best relievers that can't seem to pitch consistently in the league. Like,
he throws wiffle balls out there. Really crazy stuff.
Sorry, 1 sec. Let me just type it out because I just placed 2 bets in this game. Like them. I'm on board.
I was almost there. I almost did that too.
I'm with Toast on this, except for I'm isolating it to just this side. Like he said, the Phillies have been getting to right-handed pitching. Yesterday was not a fade of the Phillies bats as much as it was a fade of the spot for Philadelphia, flying from Tampa Bay all the way up to Cleveland off an extra inning game. Now they're settled against Tanner Bybee, who I don't like, who was terrible in this ballpark last year. You got wind blowing out to right field with a bunch of lefty power hitters in the Phillies lineup. I think we're going to see a couple Phillies home runs in this one. Probably a good spot to play a Bryce. Well, actually, Bryce Harper goes opposite field all the time. Maybe a Bryson Stott home run if you're feeling spicy. Or Schwarber. Yeah, Schwarber. It's probably a good spot for a Schwarber home run, Bryson Stott home run, someone like that. But I think we're going to see a couple Phillies home runs here. I just put a half unit on each of these. Over 3.5 minus 450.
5 bombs to lefties from Bobby already this season.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to see runs from the Phillies. On the other side, As far as Rangers Suarez against Cleveland, I think Toast makes some good points. I also wouldn't be surprised if he throws 7 shutout. So I just think there's too much variance on that side. Rather than even try to get cute with the full game total, let me just isolate the side I like. I like the Phillies to score. So that's what I did. I just bet both of these.
Plus money at 5 runs is like that's
with
that's
the
not a bad deal. That's
with
like
the
not a
wind
bad
blowing
deal.
out to right field against Bybee. I would take. I would take every MLB team every team in baseball to hit that number except the Brewers.
The only thing that I didn't add to, which is to Kyle's
the strays, man.
More to Kyle's bet. Hunter Gaddis, Tim Herron, Matt Festa, all 2 of the last 3 days in that Cleveland bullpen as well. So,
all right, next game, Rangers Tigers. Man, I should have bet this freaking under yesterday. That was a sweat-free. What was the final score? 2-1. Like never in jeopardy. Would have been a sweat-free win. I liked it too. I don't know why I didn't. Rangers on the road in Detroit. Jack Flaherty making the home start against DeGrom. I mean, look, I get it. It's DeGrom. The Rangers can't score runs. Well, actually, hold on. What did Detroit use in the bullpen? Let me check it out. Oh, okay. Vestin. What do you think, Toast? Is that Detroit bullpen worry you a little bit?
It does.
I think they'll use them, though, if they need them. I think they'll use them.
I was going to say, like, I really want to play them, but I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. Okay, so what Sauce is looking at is Will Vest and Tommy are.
Oh, I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah. So it's their 2 best arms, and they've worked 2 of the last 3 days at over 30 pitches each. Will Vest at 40. I would assume probably no Will Vest at 40 plus. So,
nah, but he only threw 10. I think these guys might be available, but their 2 best arms are a little on the attack side for Detroit.
Again, yeah, you're trying to piece this. We're trying to piece this together, but I just don't know. I guess my question is, do we get the bounce back performance from Jack Flaherty, or is Jack in one of his moods that we all know him to be in, and he just doesn't really pitch well because his head's not in it? John, you're looking at me like am I crazy for saying that?
No, I'm sour.
Because I'm right?
Because and I was a big Jack Flaherty guy.
I've never been a Flaherty guy.
I caught a lot of this last wave, right? Ton of best ball exposure, a lot of fantasy playing, a lot of prop betting and F5 betting. Like Jack Flaherty, one of my most profitable pitchers. We're going back whatever this 12-month run has been. But man, now he's on 4 earned each of the last 2. Normally, right, we're thinking along the same line. Should we be looking to buy the dip? I got to be honest. He failed the diagnostic stuff.
Because he's getting hit hard.
Yeah, he failed it. He failed it miserably. Like velo down, fastball shape poor. The usage is too high. 582 X slug on the 4-seamer. He's even the off-speed stuff, hanging the slider. He's hung the curve a bunch of times. Where, some of the stats are really kind of sexy looking. Somehow, all of a sudden, he's not getting righties out with the 4-seamer. He's not spotting it at all. He's really gotten punished. And DeGrom would be the flip side of that, where, man, everything with DeGrom just looks fantastic. And I would even argue he's been really unlucky from a contact result standpoint. Even though he has a 2.61 ERA, I mean, everything with DeGrom looks fucking super sweet. Yes. I have to share your worry about runs from Texas also, Sauce. I really don't think you're misplaced there. But DeGrom, if anyone can get your 5 shutout, we may only need 1 to get there.
So you like Rangers first 5?
Yeah, I like the Texas first 5. Just, man, anytime I could get DeGrom minus 116, I think I saw, I'm kind of taking that. Not say blind, but I'm taking it all the time. Plus, the worries in the arsenal under the hood for Flaherty are starting to manifest a little bit. Like he's not looked good. He's not looked good. Remember, Yankees wouldn't pick him up end of last year either because of the back stuff. And I wonder if it's bulky right now.
I got to say, while you guys were talking, I was looking at the spreadsheet, and I don't know if I really trust Jack Flaherty either. To be honest, I went from, oh man, there's going to be no runs in this game, to all of a sudden, I think 7.5 might be a little low. What do you think, Toast?
See, and that's where I'm at.
This is the hardest game on the board so far, I think.
I think it is the hardest game, one of the hardest games. And the only because of that is that, again, you guys know I love Jacob deGrom. I've bet him a lot so far this year, but again, and we're really splitting hairs here, but has kind of struggled with lefties, and that's again kind of is emphasis on kind of, but that's Carpenter, McKinstry, Green, Colt Key, Sweeney. I mean, they have some lefties in that lineup for sure. So if there is a lineup that would be capable of maybe giving him some problems, it would be this Detroit lineup, especially at home where we know that they play so much better. It would only be Texas first 5 for me.
Really?
I would. Yeah.
You're saying I disagree.
So again, I'm not betting it. So there's not a chance. And I mean, yeah, I'm good.
I think the only way to go would be Tigers. Like you said, DeGrom, he's been a beast, but his numbers against lefties aren't that great. He's pitching against a bunch of good lefties. You got slight wind blowing out to right field. I think the table's set for the Tigers. Not to mention, let's just take a step back and look at it through this lens. One of these teams has a plus 20% ROI this year, and the other team is a minus 9%. One of these teams is constantly undervalued by the market. The other team is constantly overvalued by the market. I don't know. I think it would only be Detroit for me here.
My only issue is like, can you screen grab the right-handed starters that Detroit has seen really quick so that people can see?
And Seager's back to the IL also, remember?
Yeah. So that's my only thing. Again, I'm not trying to poke holes in the Tigers. They have won me a lot of money so far this year. But as Sauce, you're going to see him pull it up and look at the right-handed starters they've faced.
So you're claiming they've seen bad starters?
Correct. I mean, Dolender, Kokonowitz, Hendricks, Soriano, Gusto, Blanco. I mean, who's good on that list besides Nick Pivetta?
I kind of like Gusto, but right, it's more fringe. I get it. It is.
That's a good point.
That's not a great list of starters.
So again, they have performed extremely well. I'm just saying that seeing Jacob deGrom is a huge step up for the Tigers. So
yeah,
it would only be the Rangers for me. I'm not
going
going to bet this game.
I'm passing.
The underpinning stuff is straight spreadsheet pornography. Like if you do the baseball porn thing, like DeGrom, it's like peak power.
Yep.
Like again, he talked about dialing back the velo.
I was going to say I think that's going to preserve him even more.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan, and he's been awesome. He's been awesome. Yeah,
he's not throwing hard anymore, so he can pitch better, which I think is a huge difference that some people don't get.
All right, Marlins White Sox. We got a good one here.
White Sox, big win yesterday.
Yeah,
my over 52 wins is looking quite great. I got to say, I'm feeling very good about that bet. Very good.
Do you guys have anything to say about this one?
No.
Yeah.
It's Shane Smith Day. What do you mean?
Well, John, you have the floor, man. What do you got?
Shane Smith Day. Toast. I thought it was Shane Smith Day. Well, anytime I can get a chance to bet on the White Sox and feel good about it, I'm going to. No, I think I actually like Shane Smith. I think he's really good. I think he gets packaged with the whole LOL White Sox thing.
I know. It's the price. That was the only thing I wanted to say, John. It's the only reason I didn't bet.
I got a graphic here for first 5.
Money,
John's got White Sox first 5.
Yeah. I need plus money to bet.
Well, it moved a little bit. I was right around even money this morning.
Yeah. I need plus money.
It's just the graphic is just something on the screen. It doesn't mean like this is what you got. It's just like something on the screen for when you talk. So people, it's not
115 in a lot of books as well in that first 5. So John's probably on the right side. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, I like Smith. I think he's actually really good. This is funny. This is one of those things. I should talk to Eno. He works at the Athletic too. He's the guy that developed.
I love Eno. Rates and barrels, baby.
Yeah, he's the guy that's developed the Stuff Plus metric. Is his. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have, not say reverse engineered it, but I was kind of doing my own version. So after he released it, I was speaking to him about it. This is one place where, and I would generally 100% support Stuff Plus, especially for four-seamers. This is one of the rare cases where Eno is very low on the Shane Smith four-seamer. I actually like the four-seamer. He's got big-time extension, plus 300 RPMs, plus he induces whiffs, and he throws it up in the zone. So the Stuff Plus model is cold on the Smith kind of skill set, where I like him. I like him a lot. Cabrera, again, we know what we're getting. He can be filthy at times, but he can hardly put together an inning where he doesn't lose all command and control. And to be honest, the featured pitch, that sinker, is not really good at all. I've backed the Miami offense this year. I'm not trying to LOL them, but right now I think we are kind of seeing a down crest with them, right? When you get these young players that produce, they're going to do it in waves. And sometimes when the book comes out on guys like Mervis and guys like Wagaman, they get them to start chasing, right? You get them to start chasing outside the zone. And that's really what we've seen last 7 days in particular. Marlins, really all the disciplinary stuff in the toilet. Even the last 2 weeks, you can go 2 weeks versus righties. We're talking 350 PAs of Man, 23 K'd, only 7 walk, 13 swing and strike, 31 chase with a 47 ground ball. I think they're going to walk right into Shane Smith. White Sox just need to do just enough, right? Hopefully we get just one. Maybe we'll get a Miguel Vargas home run or something.
Did you see that Eno made up a new stat called Sauce for the hitters?
No.
No, I actually did not.
Oh, dude, you got to go read his article. It's fantastic.
Wait, what is it?
He's so smart. It's called Sauce.
Really?
Yeah, he made it up. Yeah, it's very similar to the other metrics that he's made up. But yeah, go read it on his page. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago he put it out. I read it. It's really good.
Yeah, really.
He's so smart.
You can get the Stuff Plus on Fangraphs for free, people, and it generally is going to save you a lot of work. It really is generally going to save you a lot of work. I have my I have my hang-ups. We can make this can go on the strategic show also. We have 3 topics just for today. My hang-ups on using it for off-speed stuff, because I think off-speed stuff is more about sequencing and location than like it being filthy. Like a lot of sliders are filthy when you break them down by diagonal.
Well, yeah, you're going to throw a slider when you're ahead in the count, not when you're behind.
Well, yeah, right. And the way they bend and stuff. Yeah, there's just a lot. Again, the four-seam Stuff Plus metric, I think is fantastic.
Red Sox on the road to Kansas City. Good pitching matchup here. Crochet versus Reagans. Toast?
It would only be Boston for me. I don't really know what to do with this game. Really, I think it's pretty evenly priced. Efficiently priced. I mean, Garrett Crochet has been pretty damn good. He had that one blow up versus Seattle, but he's been pretty damn good. And then I've never really been a Cole Reagans guy. Not that I'm out here trying to fade him every time he starts, like Bowden Francis or anything like that. But I feel like he's kind of, I don't know. I think that everybody gets wrapped up in all the strikeouts. They see all the double-digit strikeouts, but again, he doesn't really go more times than not. He's not really going deep into games. I don't know. It's just. It would only be Boston for me. I didn't bet it. I think this game is an absolute coin flip, to be dead honest with you. And like I said yesterday, and it continues to happen, the Royals are an enigma. I don't care what their numbers say. I don't care what their WRC plus numbers is. This team does not score runs, and they win baseball games, and I don't know how they do it. They did it again yesterday with another 2-1 win. So, again, the Royals are an enigma. I want nothing to do with them.
Who's pitching the end of the game for Boston, dude?
Doesn't matter. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing to do with this game. I'm just saying.
It's only Kansas City here. The Boston bullpens. I mean, Kansas City's bullpen's also in pretty bad shape. But
yeah, I mean, that's again, you're getting Cole Reagans at a pick'em with Boston and a no bullpen at home. Like it just doesn't. Nothing makes sense about this game to me.
It's Crochet.
Okay.
We're polling 60% Boston. Everyone's betting the Red Sox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What do you think, John?
Yo, this is my double result. Right? I always bring one. So I think I like Crochet early. He worries me with the distance a little bit also. But yeah, that bullpen really can't look past it. Boston bullpen was on my cooked, list. I put that on my Substack every day. Chapman 2 of 3, 34 pitches. Slayton 2 in a row, 28. Whitlock 2 in a row, 40. These guys probably not going. Then you got 19 from Weissert also, and 12 from Wilson. Both of those guys are on 2 of 3, even though those are not really the heaviest workloads. So I think this one's going to be probably too close to call, and a good reason for even money early on. I think Kansas City outlasts them. The underpinning stuff, the diagnostic stuff is a lot of fun because, these guys are both a lot of fun to analyze. But there is something I picked up on Garrett Crochet that I don't like. It's not really to argue with Toast because he's objectively correct.
I don't really care for him that much. He's not. I could care less.
Well, Crochet's been really good. Like you said it, you nailed it. It's not really to say he's bad, but I don't like the shifts he's made. So check it out. For Garrett Crochet, fastball velo is down, so they throttled the usage. Something I said that is not the worst, but it's taken the whiff rates with it, which I don't like. He's replaced that with a lot of sinkers. I just don't like that as an approach. And now the command is starting to spin a little bit. 10 walks in his last 17 innings. Crochet is just starting to show some warts from like the unhittable god tier player that we were talking about last year. Like some of that shine is coming off him for me, where Reagans, I would say, is completely the opposite. He's been great and suffered from bad BABIP, 347 BABIP, and you have a 3.790, right? I mean, the expected stuff is all in the low twos. His fastball stuff, he probably spent his offseason in a lab because the velo stayed the same, but he's getting a ton more horizontal run on it, which generally spikes whiffs, and it has. So that's been that reason for the Reagans kind of step up without adding velo is adding arm side run to the four-seamer. The whiffs start to spike, and then it took everything else with it. He has 3 other pitches with a 35% whiff rate. I really do like Reagans, but I'm with Toast. I'm with Toast again. I can't put my finger on the Kansas City offense at all. That if I had, I don't care what the records say right now, I'd be taking the Boston offense 8 days out of 7 against Kansas City. But then you mentioned the Boston bullpen. I mentioned Boston bullpen. I'm a little bit torn, so I think I like the double result. But I couldn't sink my teeth into anything here. I wanted to go under in that 5-4, but I think it's a 3.5 across the board.
I think the move here is either you go Kansas City or you wait until it's 0-0 in the 5th inning. You live bet the over at 3.5, 4.
Dude, that's the real answer. How about this? I'll do one better even if we're behind 2-1. If they're behind 2-1, 3-1, you get the better price. I think it's a live bet in the 5th, almost blind.
Both bullpens are taxed here, and we got 2 elite starting pitchers. So if this game starts out and it's 0-0 in the 4th, 5th inning, I might take a live over. Because
I didn't really pick up on the Kansas City usage. See, this is one of those ones where
the last 3 days.
Yeah, Estevez 2 of 3, almost 40 pitches. Ursek 2 of 3, 33 pitches. Ooh, man, I didn't really pick up on that.
That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like it's a coin flip regardless.
Yeah, you wait when it's 0-0 in the 5th inning. You take a live over 3.5.
Yeah, live
also,
over.
Charles, you forgot that spreadsheet. Minus 10.
Charles.
That's all right. He's been doing an awesome job.
Reds, Astros in Houston. Toast's boy, McCullers on the bump. Think he pitches well here?
Reds first 5 team total over 1.5. Don't understand the price. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Minus 130. I have a full unit on it. Again, if you got any time that these books are just going to hang up these 1.5 team totals on me, I'll gladly take it. I know that Lance looked somewhat decent versus the White Sox. And I get that the Reds team is not something that you're trying to go to bat with all the time. But, I mean, he went 3 2/3, had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. I mean, if he does that today, I mean, anything resembling that, he's going to give up 2 runs here. So I'm well aware that nobody really wants to bet on Cincinnati and their bats. I get that. But I do think that this is a grossly mispriced. Again, not that I think that the Cincinnati's just going to absolutely kill him or anything like that, but we need 2 runs here. So, and the Cincinnati on the road this season has actually been a formidable offense. And if you take a look at them versus right-handed starters, they've actually been pretty damn good as well. They didn't get to Schwellenbach. They didn't get to AJ Smith-Shawver. Shawver and Michaelis both had like games of their life against this team, but they got 4 off of Grant Holmes, 4 off of Trevor Williams, 3 off of Palante, 4 off of Sensatella, Alcantara, Edward Cabrera. Again, so for them to get 2 runs here in the juice box, as Kyle likes to call it, I think it isn't crazy. Also, on top of that, Lance McCullers kind of struggles with righty bats. That's going to be McClain, De La Cruz, Hayes, Steer, Stevenson, Espinal. Again, a lot of avenues for the Reds to score 2 runs here.
I think you go right here with this game. The over 7.5. I mean,
I'm going to the bathroom.
You want to say whatever you want about the Astros bats. Yeah, they haven't been all that great. They're improving, and they've actually been a top 5 lineup at home in the last 30 days. They're hitting at home. They're getting to righties a little bit, somewhat. I don't really trust Brady Singer away from home. I mean, I like betting him at home in Kansas City last year. I don't really trust him in other ballparks. So I think what Toast said about McCullers is right. I don't really get that. McCullers made 1 start, didn't even make it 4 innings against the White Sox. So I think the Reds could get to him. I think the Astros could get to Brady Singer. And as far as the bullpen, Houston's bullpen's in rough shape. I don't know if Josh Hader's going to be available. I doubt Abreu's going to be available. So the Astros bullpen probably missing their top 2 arms here. I just think the over would be the move. I like the under in this one yesterday, and that would have hit. I think this one gets over the total. What do you think, John?
This moved a full run down since this morning, and now I'm with you. I love the over.
Yeah, I'm going to bet the over.
Funny, you could put me down for the over also. It opened 8.5. It took a nosedive to 7.5, and now you missed me with that, dog. Brady Singer, again, he's looked pretty good. I was calling BS on all the strikeout stuff we saw early on. That turns out to have kind of been the case. Those have disappeared. His strikeout prop, I didn't print. I don't know. It might have moved because those things do tend to move, but his strikeout prop was like 5.5. It should not. It should not be 5.5, especially against Houston. So I like that. I don't know if you guys play those, but yeah, it is. It's under 5.5 minus 125. I like the under strikeouts for Singer. He failed the diagnostic test. I mean, he has a 39% ball, 26 chase, so he's kind of been wild. Anyway, yes, the sinker is good, right? It's a definitely a major league pitch. He gets big time extension on it, and that's been the big help. He's good at locating it down in the zone. I get it. That said, the whole pitch mix, I disagree with. It's all kind of garbage. He throttled the slider, which was his best pitch, for the cut fastball, which is his worst pitch. He's been extremely lucky on it. It has a plus 600 X-Slug. Sauce, you were a little bit apologetic for the Houston offense. They have a 119 WRC plus last 7 days.
That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, last 2 weeks versus righties, they're kind of doing Houston things, not striking out, getting doubles, making contact, pulling the ball. They're a very pull-centric team. So they're, again, you lose Jordan Alvarez. We had to see how they'd react. Those guys up front have been good. Pena has really kind of stepped up. Jeremy Pena's been a lot of fun to watch. McCullers, I'm not buying either. He walked the 3 guys in 3 2/3. Again, the man in control is always really brutal. The secondary stuff is kind of filthy. I'll give you that. Change up slider, knuckle curve from McCullers, always pretty filthy. But right, we got to have that hairy eyeball on the Houston bullpen. Hader 2 of 3, 39 pitches. Not sure he's pitching. Abreu 3 of 4. Now, the loads have not been huge, but 3 of 4, I'm like, I don't know. And now, King only threw 10 pitches. I'm sure he's available, but if there's no Hader, no Abreu, with McCullers unable to go kind of deep into the game, I don't think anybody is expecting much. I actually have the out prop right here. If it's posted, it's actually not posted. So that gives you an idea what the books think, that it could be as low as like 11.5 or 12.5. They don't like the post, right? The book generally likes to start posts at 14.5, where there's a 5-inning parameter. So yeah, I'm worried about the underbelly in this game. I love the over 7.5 now.
I just bet it. I'm on the over 7.5.
Dude, Rays offense really volatile. I mean, we were talking about them like 2.5 weeks ago as like, yes, small samples aside, they still had to produce those stats. There was a blip where they were unstoppable.
Yeah.
Austin Hayes is back. Do you think he could be the linchpin? I think I may have. I hate to put it on one player because Austin Hayes is fucking Babe Ruth, but he had been great, and I believe the production has gone with Austin Hayes being in the lineup.
I think that's just Reds baseball. They're just streaky. That's just
Exactly.
That's just how they are. They were like that last year.
Stuff is a killer, right? Yeah.
What do we think of John? What do you think of Cubs Mets here at City?
I was waiting on an announcement. This is one of the places I didn't really have many notes on. Are we getting Brad Keller or are we getting Cade Horton?
Brad Keller. Horton's going to come in behind him.
All right, so Keller, what am I expecting from Keller? What you got from Kyle Gibson in his first start with Baltimore? That Keller is going to be probably terrible. I mean, I'm always kind of fading Keller. He's been good in like a relief role, I guess. He can't get any lefties out, and the Mets have a couple of really tough lefties. I would think he's in trouble. Tyler McGill, man, really one of the players today with all these kind of fancy notes, maybe the pitcher that came out looking like the most pristine, the shiniest. He cut his arsenal down from 8 pitches to 5 pitches and then maximizing the hell out of it. So they cut the cutter, the splitter, and the sweeper they got rid of altogether. Now it's 4 really great pitches, man. That 4-seamer, slider, change and curve, all suppress contact, induce tons of whiffs. Mets offense is a lot of fun. They're freaking awesome right now. Cubs offense, though they're good. We mentioned this last week. We could be seeing just the beginning of the down wave. That's been exactly what we've gotten. Cubs offense last week has stunk. And it's going to happen to everybody. They've stunk. They have 23 runs in the past week, batting less than 200. They have an 80 WRC plus. So maybe you strike while the iron is cold. Maybe it's Mets by 1 million today.
Yeah, it would only be Mets. I mean, in addition to what you said about Tyler McGill, you also have to mention he's been so good against lefty bats, and that's going to be three of the first
power bats in the Cubs lineup. Yeah.
3 of the first 4 bats in the Cubs lineup are going to be hitting from the left side. See any reason to doubt the meatball here? Meatball McGill's been a beast, so it's only Mets for me. Minus 150 is a little expensive, but I mean it's warranted. I probably would have it closer to minus 170. Cubs downfall, man. I don't want to ask.
Stop. I'm going to talk now because you're going to jinx yourself and you're going to jinx the Mets.
There's no such thing as that shit, man.
Just relax. Yeah.
Wait, it's minus.
You know what? We might be right because you hit a total in Arizona last night that was literally sweat free. Literally sweatsuit.
I'm just gonna say, people are like, "Oh, Kyle, your Cubs collapse on May 2nd was stupid." All right, maybe I was just 2 days early because they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. May 4th instead of May 2nd. I said the Cubs collapse was happening May 2nd. I was 2 days early. Team sucks.
That's funny. I wrote that day for the Berry newsletter that the Cubs are being really overvalued in the division, and we bet Reds plus 800 to win the Central. Just for the price. They were out 2 games at the time. Yeah, people, the Cubs love, when the Cubs get going, the public freaking loves them, huh?
It's what I was trying to. I've been saying that all season.
The Yankees.
I've been saying that all season, John. Like, you Cubs fans are freaking crazy.
But it's the whole nation. The nation loves the Cubbies.
Well, yeah, it's because
it's Rookie of the Year. It's Henry Rowan Gardner.
Yeah, BCA and his mom.
So what's the pitcher's name? Chet Steadman. It's Chet Stedman.
Yeah. Right, Chet Stedman and Rowan Gardner.
Yeah.
Yo, but how about that Mets at 5? That's not bad. The -1.
Why
minus 130?
Why limit it to the first 5?
Why limit it to the first 5? I guess here that's
right.
where I'm so concerned. I was actually hoping that Kyle's obviously our resident Mets fan, so I was hoping that he was going to jump on the Mets because I was going to tail him. It's going to be super public, but I don't understand. Even at 150, I feel like it's kind of getting a discount. Kyle talked about Miguel, and again, Meatball has had 2 bad starts in a row. I'll give him that, but I would assume that he bounces back. He had his last 3 home starts have been fantastic. And in the past, that's when we know when to trust the Meatball when he's at home with the home cooking. Again, Miami, Toronto, Philadelphia. 2 of those offenses are absolutely terrible. I'll give you that. And the Cubs offense is very good, but pull up the right-handed starters that the Cubs have seen since the 22nd of April. It's not like they're doing crazy damage. They got to Quinn Priester for 7 runs. They got to Justin Verlander a little bit, but they only got 2 off of Landon Rupp. He's terrible. Fastball Freddie blanked him. Tobias Myers blanked him. Carmen Mlodzinski, only 2 runs. They got 3 off of Paul Skeens, but again, we watched that game. That was 3 home runs in a row in the 5th inning. So up until that point, they had been blanked. Aaron Nola 1 run. Taijuan Walker 2 runs. They got to Dustin May. Everybody's getting to Dustin May at this point. But on top of that, the Cubs bullpen is one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball right now, and everybody in the Mets bullpen is rested and ready to go. So I think this price should be like -180 for the Mets, to be dead honest with you guys. I feel like the Mets have every advantage in this game possible.
Yep, I just bet the Mets at -150.
I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, and you're right. The Cubs are one of those teams where the public's happy to jump onto. One thing I've learned from doing this is sports fans are just crazy, overreact. Like, dude, I'll never forget week 3 in the NFL. Week 3, I had my top bet was Eagles +3 against the Saints. I was getting 3 points with the Super Bowl champions against the Saints, and the comments were like, "What an idiot!" Because
the Saints came out hot, though.
Because the Saints started 2-0. And everyone was like, what are you, crazy? The Saints? Yeah. And I was like, guys, it's 2 games. People were going nuts that I bet that
competition-based, too, environment-based. Yeah, whatever.
Because of 2
people with
football
NFL,
games.
You mentioned that week to digest. Kyle, oh, my God, it drives people up the wall. They're insane. All they remember is the very last thing they saw where,
yeah. Trevor said, Mets -1.5. Don't pay the juice for the blowout.
What is that price? What are they giving you? 130? I got +136 on the run line.
I just took the -150.
I did the -150 too.
Yeah, I like Horton
Trevor
too.
sober. I don't trust Trevor sober.
Yeah, I don't trust Trevor sober, drunk, awake, sleeping. I don't trust him in any form of Trevor. Is not trustworthy. Giants on the road at Minnesota.
John,
the Webster gets a road star. This is a team that let me down last night. I had the Giants.
Dude. Seriously,
I had the team total too, dude. Me and you were aligned different.
Bro, I got the Giants at -105. I had the Giants at +105. Closed at -112. You can't draw it up any better.
We were never really in the game. It felt like they felt like dead the whole night.
Well, Chris Paddock had a perfect game into 7 or something.
Dude, what the? Oh, that was so triggering. Oh,
I should have included that in my handicap. I should have included that Chris Paddock was going to throw a perfect fucking game.
That was so triggering.
John, what do you think of Logan Webb here on the road?
I think both of these guys have been excellent this year. Webb, in particular, really impressive stuff. That sinker that he's always working has been great. He's got the elite extension, but he's really picked up on the secondary stuff. Now the sweeper and the changeup have been great. The way he's pairing these and inducing tons of whiffs. I've always liked Ryan. He's a really interesting case because I'm a pitcher guy, that the four-seamer, it's only 93, which by Major League standards is not crazy. He throws it 57% of the time, which is kind of nuts. Like, it's one of the highest, if not the highest, four-seam usage you'll find among all starters. I mean, anywhere, except it is such a unique pitch. This I was actually talking to Eno about. Ryan comes from a really low point with it and hides it when he throws it, and he's very good at locating up and out of the zone. He's kind of a unicorn case. I love the sweeper also for Ryan. I don't like the sinker. I mean, if I could make one rule as a commissioner, I'd probably ban the fucking sinker. I hate it. I like both of these. Pitchers are both great, and both of the offenses have been really supremely disappointing. They both really kind of stink when you break it down. I was hoping this one to get under a 4, F5. It was fluttering 3.5. I'd probably go under a 4 if I didn't have to pay a -125 for it. If it was baseline, I'd probably go under the 4. Other than that, I think I'm off this one. It might be fun to watch.
Toast?
It would only be the Giants for me. I don't know if I bet it. I mean, it's starting to click up to plus 100 now on some books, and I don't understand why. I guess that's part of the reason that I haven't bet it yet.
Because they couldn't hit Chris Paddock.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, it's the bounce back.
Well, and hold on, real quick. John mentioned how Joe Ryan throws a fastball almost 58% of the time, most in baseball. Giants happen to be the worst lineup in baseball hitting the four-seam fastball, literally dead last, 30th.
Yeah, but
that's bad.
That's bad. Yeah, but
just turned the volume on your mic all the way up, Toast. Now it's all the way down. I can't hear you. I think you might have unplugged it. I think you might have unplugged it accidentally.
It shuts on and off at random times, so I'm sorry. But as far as that's concerned, the Giants have got to some righty starters recently. Ben Brown, Colin Ray, Marquez, Senzatella, Nick Pivetta. So I don't really know that I'm at a point where I don't trust this Giants offense right now. I know that they had a dud yesterday. But on top of that, I mean, look at the Minnesota bullpen. I mean, again, they're going to have their major arms, but Duran, Jax, and Sands, all 2 of the last 3 days. Again, they had yesterday off, and then Varland and Columbi, 3 of the last 4 days, or 3 of the last 4, 2 of the last 3, or however you want to look at it. So and it's a big, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Joe Ryan doesn't go deep into this game, he hasn't been going. He's been going deeper into games, so I don't let too much into it. But I do feel like San Francisco has a giant advantage in the later half of this baseball game. So it would only be, I mean, the Giants bullpen has been absolutely fantastic as well. And the Twins has as well. So again, but with the usage, I do feel like San Francisco has a huge edge in the back half of this game. So it would only be San Francisco for me. I haven't really bet it yet. I don't really understand why it's moving towards Minnesota. But again, that's just a personal thing.
I don't know. It'd probably be over 7 or pass for me. I have no interest in this game. The Giants have left a sour taste in my mouth after last night. Chris Paddock looking like a Cy Young
don't
kid.
Remind me, God. There's nothing when a baseball team doesn't hit. It's like depressing almost to watch. They look teams look listless. It was real. That was really bad. I watched. That was really bad.
How's my mic volume?
Talk again.
How's my mic volume?
Good.
Okay.
All right. Dodgers on the road in Arizona. This over turned the game off in the second inning. I was already over.
This is the definition of air, sweat free, whatever you want to call it. Last night.
Yeah, it was. So it was 8-3.
I had Arizona team total too. It was awesome.
It was 8-3 in the third inning. Turned it off. I look back later. It's like 11-11. Like, what the hell is going on?
That's crazy.
It would only be Dodgers for me at this price.
With Dustin May on the mound?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I played over 9 last night. It's at 9.5 now. I don't know if you can still get 9s. Probably not going to be able to get 9s. I don't think it's really going to matter. I think that Corbin Burns could get absolutely annihilated here. I know that he's coming off a really good start at the Mets, but he actually hasn't performed well in his 2 starts in Arizona, and he's dealing with this shoulder issue or whatnot. I don't really know if we're going to get 100% Corbin Burns in this situation here today. On top of the fact that not only is the Arizona bullpen's in a situation. Shelby Miller went yesterday for 24 pitches. Ginkel's on back-to-back days. Jalen Beeks is on 3 straight days as well. So most likely no Ginkel, most likely no Beeks. Excuse me. Or Beeks, excuse me. So I don't have a issue with the Dodgers scoring runs. And then Dustin May just really hasn't really been good at all over his last 3 starts. And to be honest with you, the only times that he has looked good was the 1 start against Atlanta, which was his first start of the year when Atlanta literally couldn't hit a baseball if they tried. And then he pitched really well against the Rockies, but the Nationals, the Cubs, Miami, and Atlanta all got to him. And now he's going to face this Arizona lineup that we know is one of the best in baseball versus right-handed pitching. Over.
Yeah, I honestly am considering the Dodgers. I know everyone's looking at Dustin May versus Corbin Burns, but I don't think Corbin Burns means anything here. The Dodgers are going to smoke him. So,
and the Dodgers have a huge bullpen advantage. They used Tanner Scott. They used Tanner Scott to get him some usage yesterday. Vesia went. All those guys would be fine. The only one that I wouldn't see, you probably might not see, is Anthony Banda because they use him in that. I don't want to
see Banda, dude.
Well, I was just gonna say because they use him in that long relief situation. So like after 31 yesterday, I can see him they're probably holding him back. But just for record.
I know everyone's looking at this and they're seeing a pitching advantage with Corbin Burns, but the Dodgers in this ballpark against Corbin Burns, I think we're just gonna see runs early, and in the late innings, the Dodgers have the huge advantage. So yeah, it would only be Dodgers at this price. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I'm on the over on this one, man. This one shot up a full run from earlier on. There was 8.5s out there, I think, earlier this morning, and that's kind of taking this.
I bet 9 last night. If there was an 8.5,
oh, maybe it's okay. So maybe
I'm going to lose my mind.
Just 9. Yeah, you know what it is. Sometimes books will post a lower one, but it's the minus 130 total. That's not even really the baseline. So anyway, that might have been an alt that I saw, but regardless, yeah, these guys didn't really. I don't know. I like May too. I mentioned it every time he's on the mound. He's he's like a Twitter guy. He's like a pitching ninja guy. You see the wiffle ball that he'll throw. He'll throw a sweeper and make somebody swing out of their shoes, and you're like, "Oh my God, did you see Dustin May? It's ridiculous." You're like, "Dude, he gave up 7 runs." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the one pitch being filthy on an individual pitch basis. Yes, he has, but overall, I don't love it. I do not love the sinker. It's not a great pitch, even though he throws it 94, which is, a good sign for a power sinker. It's been very lucky as on contact also. That's starting to come to roost, and that's been the reason for May struggling. I don't know if I really want to sell the Arizona bat short, so it's not like I'm saying I don't think the Dodgers can win. I just think this one's an over because, again, Burns, man, he's so in love with this cutter, right? That's how he made his bones, throwing like an exclusive pitch. Dude, it's got to be a plus pitch if you're going to do that. He's losing command of it also. He's had 3 or more walks in 4 of his last 6. The velo on the cutter is down while the usage is up, and it has a 530 X slug. I do like the curve and the changeup. Those have always been good pitches, but I'm not really buying whatever it is Burns is selling right now. And the Dodgers, we called this out a week or 2 ago when they were struggling and knocking teams out of my survivor pool, that this offense was incredible, and they're like first in everything against righties the last 2 weeks. They're first in doubles, homers, average, OBP, slug, OPS, ISO, ground ball, line drive, fly ball, hard hit, WOBA, and ex-WOBA, isolated to contact. Like that's fucking everything. The team total's at 5.5, and I still think they get it. If the over is 9.5, I think I'm there.
Go ahead,
I actually think Dustin May might pitch well. He's strong against lefties. That's all he's going to be pitching against.
I know, but look at the pitch mix, though. If he doesn't have that sinker command, he's going to get absolutely throttled because he's going to have to throw the fastball for strikes.
I think this is Dodgers by blowout, honestly.
I
think Dustin May might
all things could be true, right? All those things can be true.
All right, next up, we got 3 games left. Padres Rockies. Toast took a team total over 6.5 in this one. I saw the graphic.
Minus 110. Minus 110. It's like minus 150 now. Give me some break.
Let's go.
It's a team total over 6.5 against a gunner like Bradley Blaylock.
I mean, I don't know if I really have to explain myself, guys. I mean, this Rockies team is absolutely putrid, and they're giving up runs literally at a historic pace. They are worse than the White Sox team that we talked about so much last year and how bad they are. They're right now they're worse by like 20 runs or something like that. I don't have the stat in front of me, but I was reading about it last night. This team's absolutely terrible. So Bradley Baylock, another just terrible arm that's given up 4 or 5 runs every time he's ever hit a Major League Baseball mound. Besides last year against the Yankees, he did have a really good start against the Yankees. So shout out to the Yankees for that one to get in. But again, this Padres team should absolutely roll. I don't think you guys really need me to tell you that much.
What do you think, John? I don't have any thoughts on
this.
Oh,
I'm sorry. And by the way, if just on top of that, the top 3 arms for the Colorado bullpen are all 2 of the last 3 days as well. If that didn't help you at all.
I don't have any thoughts, John. So whatever you got.
I was just wondering if we were going to get insight on Kolek with Toast being the San Diego guy. I mean, I've been doing this for so long, and including fantasy stuff, which does have a tint of prospect work in it, that I don't know who this guy is, and he's 28. I mean, he's been up and down, but mostly as a reliever. It looks like he started in the minors, but it's never really been impressive because there've been some walk issues, though. That's what's looked really good as of late. So yeah, I don't know. This is like,
I think, and this is like me, like a fan perspective. I think that, and I'm not saying this as a joke, I think that the Padres bullpen has been so dominant that he's not going to get a chance there. And so they're trying to give him a chance getting some innings as a starter. And that's what they're going to go with and see what they can do and then go from there.
This total went to 12. I'm not betting it. But that I would be going under 12. You can't go over 12.
Don't do that. Don't do it. It did the same thing yesterday. It went from 10.5 to 11.5, and it was never a question.
Yeah, well, even the Rockies scored late, right? And that's what, geez. Yeah, listen, that's on my list of rules. I do not go under in cores, but I just can't. You can't touch this. You can't.
I don't even have anything to say. Let's move on to the next game.
It's garbage. It really is. Garbage on the moon.
True or false, John? O's are back.
Probably false. I don't think the O's are back. I really like the offense. If we're talking about the offense,
why?
You could sell me on. Well,
you really
we've
like
been talking
the
about
offense.
all year.
No, John, get help, bro.
Toast goes, why?
The talent is there. You don't want to vet. I always think it's going to shine through. Gunner's really starting to hit. Right, Westberger's on the way back. He should be back soon. O'Hearn has actually been fantastic.
I love him, especially because Jack Conowitz really struggles versus lefties. I think O'Hearn's
and Holiday's been very good. Yeah. Also, I saw a little breakdown between him and his dad. So it's been
Daddy helped him get his swing a little bit level, so now he can get there. So good thing, thank God for Daddy. Good job, Jackson.
Well, yeah, more or less, yes. But they were working in the cage. They made an adjustment. With I think the foot placement and hand placement, and he's responded well to it for what it's worth. This one for me is also I'm over unless either one of the team totals are at. I was gonna say, man, if they're at 5, I think I might like Angels over 4.5 minus 105. Also, the Baltimore bullpen that was very good last year has been just they've been atrocious all year. And Cano pitched 2 days in a row, 37 pitches, probably unavailable. Batista went yesterday. I'm not sure he's gone back-to-back yet this year, even though he's only pitched through 12 pitches. Remember, Batista had the arm injury. They mentioned he would not be going back-to-back games unless we started to see it. And it's Kahanowitz for the Angels, who really kind of sucks, man. He had a couple more whiffs in the profile than I thought when I was doing the breakdown. But, man, this guy in his last 5 games, 26 in the third. He's given up 20 runs, and I actually dug into StatCast for this one because when you see a guy with a ton of whiffs that generally gets a lot of ground balls, or at least he used to. I think has that changed this year? No, he still gets his ground balls. They actually have a meatball rate. StatCast has a meatball rate, and he had a double-digit meatball rate. So 1 out of 10 offerings from Kahanowitz is a dead red meatball, which is why he gets smoked. Gibson is terrible. Both of these offenses, though they've stunk this year, I think have actually been better last 7. So I like the over in this one.
I love Jack, but I don't understand how somebody can look so good pitch by pitch and then just give up a home run. Like, it just absolutely blows my mind. Like, I think that kid has so much talent. And I don't know how. I mean, that's funny that you said the meatball stack because that sums up what he does.
Dude,
well.
you and I always aligned, bro. Always.
So well. I love Jack Economist so much too. Anyway.
Hold on. I always thought he was kind of contact. And that's not been the case. I had to put it in my notes that I mean, this is kind of what he has a 5-pitch arsenal. The lead is the sinker, and again, I don't understand. It's your worst pitch. It doesn't induce whiffs. It gets hit really hard.
He uses it all the time.
He throws it 47% of the time, which is
it
too high.
No sense.
Other than that, four-seam, slider, sweeper, change. They all have a minimum 25% whiff rate. And the X-slugs are not atrocious, especially on the four-seam. His four-seam grades out well enough that it should be the primary pitch. But then again,
he throws it like 20% of the time. Bro. It makes no sense.
And I think the answer is the Angels. The Angels.
Yeah, it's Griffin Canning. Look at what Griffin Canning is doing in New York right now. This is what Jack is going to do in 2 years somewhere else.
Yusei Kikuchi, another one, right? In Houston, garbage. I mean, in Houston, excellent. He was with Blue Jays and was rotten. He went to Houston. He was excellent. You go to L.A. I think you were talking about this. So he put this on the strategic note list also, Sauce. That there must be front offices that are just like, yo, bro, just do what you
the only strategic note I have is right here. I have it on record. John Legasa saying he likes the Orioles offense. It's the only strategic note I've written down. I have one thing written down.
There should be multiple dots and brackets because that's out of context, bro.
I like this Orioles offense. That's word for word what you said. All right, tell us.
All that being said about the Baltimore offense, Baltimore first 5 team total over 2.5. I feel I didn't pull the numbers this morning, but I'm pretty sure Baltimore's offense in the first 5 or 6 innings is night and day better than them in the later innings. Like I feel this team can't score later in the innings to save their life. But we have we just talked about Jack a whole bunch. And the one thing with Jack is that he really struggles with lefty bats. Mullins, Gunnar, Adley, O'Hearn, Holiday, Kierstad, all lefty bats. I just feel like this is a really good spot for Baltimore to score some runs here. So I know that they haven't scored runs against righty starters in the past. Obviously, they got to Hendricks last night, but Ober, SWR, and Pablo they didn't get to. But Lorenzen, Waka, Carrasco, Warren, they all got to. Again, they should be able to get 3 runs here off Kokonowitz. I got that at -110. I also did Ryan O'Hearn over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs because he's in the 4 hole with all those guys in front of him, and he's a lefty. So lots of opportunities there for O'Hearn.
Yeah, well, you had O'Hearn. Wait, so after we just made fun of John for liking the Orioles offense, hold on. In that case, let's bring it up.
Yep.
I also like the Orioles offense. Bro, under. What are you guys freaking? No, this is only under. The Orioles offense is one of the worst in baseball. It's a disgrace. Manager's going to be fired in 72 hours. That win last night bought him 48 hours. All right, let's go on to the next
one. Strikeout stuff's been brutal for them. I just didn't really expect it.
Yeah, it's been a weird one for the Baltimore team for sure.
Toronto on the road in Seattle. We already. Do we even need to hear from Toa?
John, give me a. Oh, it's Bowden Francis Day, baby. Mariners first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 124.
Yeah, I mean, you already know if you watch the show, Toast has been blindly taking Bowden Francis' opponent's team total over every single start. John, what are your thoughts on the blind fade of Bowden big name Francis?
Well, again, I'm with it. I have to take a big giant L for love on my big fat forehead because, I bought the bullshit last year, and I gotta fess up. I have to, we gotta be honest. We gotta be open and transparent, and he's been objectively terrible. I think he's given up. If I'm not mistaken, I like to get my numbers right. I think he's given up. Yeah, Bowden Francis against lefties. He's given up 8 home runs to lefties already. It's an abject disaster for him. 12 earned runs in his last 4. No, it's 12 innings, 14 earned. The four-seamer is at 92, getting hit more than 500 X slug, which is like atrocious, and he's throwing it 57% of the time. So Bowden Francis is throwing the four-seamer as often as Joe Ryan throws the four-seamer. They couldn't be more different. This one, I'm so far over the total in this one that it really kind of threw me off. That this one got listed. This one got listed at 8. It went to 8.5, but I'm seeing 8.5 minus 103. So you could probably find.
Well, I don't get it. Why is it so low?
I don't know. That's what the only reason I bet the Mariners team total, but I was thrown off that I was getting such a high plus price because
I got the 8.
Understand.
I got it minus 110.08 this morning on Bowden Francis versus Logan Evans. Evans has struggled also. He went 5, gave up 2, then he went 5, gave up 6.
Oh,
the cutter is pretty good, but if he doesn't throw a single pitch over 93, so it's a low whiff kind of pitch to contact thing. He's going to have to get by on command and control. And the Toronto offense is actually like, oh my goodness, they've actually looked alive.
And can I add one thing that I touched on yesterday as well? Everybody thinks of Seattle as like this under park. It hasn't been this year. No, there's been a lot of overs in this park, a lot of them. And I don't think
killing righties.
I know, but everybody assumes that like, oh, it's Seattle. Their games are going to go under. It's a low total, but it's been the exact opposite this year. They keep on giving us. Go ahead.
Was that my voice that you were imitating?
No, I wasn't. No, I was just.
Because that's what I said the other day.
Oh, that's so funny.
No.
And then you get these people,
because I agreed with you. I'm the one that said that everybody thinks that, and that the Mariners are scoring a whole bunch of runs at home. So
yeah, this 08 was the big one on me. Like if I ever did a Vegas Dave pink handbag 5,000 unit mega whale lock, that would be this one. You know.
It's funny that you mentioned Davis. It's funny that you mentioned him on the day that Derek Carr retired. Because remember when he put all that money into Derek Carr cards?
Oh, that's a good one. I remember, man. How do I actually remember the one Vegas Dave success? The thing that sticks with me with Vegas Dave,
Mike
other
Trout.
than the videos with that Royals run. Remember that he nailed
the Royals run, and the Mike Trout card that he had was like a $3 million thing.
I just bet Seattle, by the way. Toronto bullpen. I'm probably not going to see Hoffman. Probably might not even see Garcia. Probably not going to see Little. If the Blue Jays manage to have a lead going into the late innings, they're going to have to rely on Mason Flaherty, Yariel Rodriguez, and Chad Green to close it out.
I don't know, man. You think so? Yariel pitched 2 of 3, 46 pitches.
Yeah, but he had yesterday off, so he'll be there if they need him. Seattle's got their full bullpen rested, and it's a good bullpen. Brash, Spear, Snyder,
Hoffman probably unavailable
Munoz.
after 3 out of 4.
So I just bet Mariners.
Yeah, that would be the other side. I think if you don't like the over, which again, even at 8.5, I'm well over the 8.5.
John, where can these people find your stuff?
Oh, I love freaking hanging out with you guys, man. I love this Saturday thing.
Follow
me up on Twitter at John Legeza. It's right down there. LAGHEZZA. And I got everything, man. I write baseball and football columns. I run a model, have a Substack page with like all the freaking data you could possibly stomach. And then I tell bad dad jokes on Twitter.
It's he is actually tagged in the tweet on my. So if you follow me on Twitter, he's tagged in it.
Yeah,
right
fantastic. Follow, and you know what, dude? Whatever, it goes every single time. The community you guys built is so awesome. People literally reach out and they're like, "Welcome home," and I'm like, "What?" It's so crazy, you know? They're like, "Dude, you are one of us." Oh, no, that's like the greatest compliment you could get. Like, you know, people are like open armed. They're speaking for like you and just the whole thing that you built. They're like, "Dude, you're fucking out of your mind. You fit right in right here."
Yeah, it's a solid group. You gotta. We went the long, slow, organic route, and not the like check out these locks route, which is
and that's why it's looking. You know, that's how you do it.
We're reaping the long-term benefits of it now.
Except having to talk to me in toast.
Yeah, that's the downside. Is having to listen to you scrubs tell me that the Orioles offense is good.
They're saying the
We get to the Orioles game, both of you guys are like this offense. I'm going to take it over. I'm looking at the spreadsheet. I can't
believe you quoted me out of context. I love it.
I was looking at the spreadsheet, the Orioles numbers. Like you like it? What do you guys like? All right. Everyone, enjoy your day. I'm actually playing golf with my mom this afternoon, so I need to go. I'm going to have to leave early because I'm not missing the tip-off to the Knicks game. Let's go New York, 3:30 p.m.
Let's go, baby.
Are the Knicks going to win this series?
Hell yeah, they are, John.
John, they might not lose a game.
New York will collapse on itself.
Madison Square Garden, if the Knicks win this game 3 in Madison Square Garden, which they are underdogs, so we'll see. Boston's due for a hot shooting night. But if the Knicks win this, people are getting arrested outside of Madison. There's going to be a crime scene outside of that
I'll be out
place.
in time for Wednesday's show. Don't worry.